Hi, this is Zach, and I am doing my net neutrality video on why net neutrality is important, what it is, and why we need to ensure that it sticks with us for years to come. So to start off with what net neutrality is. Well, net neutrality is a term which has recently made headlines and gripped many internet users around the world. But what net neutrality is, well, according to the Electronic Frontier Foundation, net neutrality is the idea that the internet service providers, or ISPs, should treat all data that travels over the networks equally. This means that if net neutrality were to disappear, then internet service providers such as Comcast, Quest, or Times Warner Cable could be allowed to discriminate against how websites are used, what websites are used, and limit the bandwidth provided to access websites, even if the consumer paid for that bandwidth. Net neutrality is necessary to keep a free and open internet that fosters innovation, diversity, and security. See, jumping into some of the issues now that we have with net neutrality and why we need it. The main legal concerns is that the FCC has proposed plans to formulate new rules to allow broadband internet service providers to create tiered service, where some websites receive a faster internet speed and others receive a slower internet speed, now based on how much the companies spend. So, after these plans were announced, the FCC opened the plans up to comment, and there was a huge amount of response. The most response that has ever been received, ever before. Over 1 million comments received. At this point, it's actually over 2 million. Most of these comments are expressing a want for the internet to be classified as an ISP and for net neutrality to be preserved. The way that it could be preserved is if ISPs and the internet is classified as a utility, and ISPs are a common carrier, much as a utility company is a common carrier. Anyway, according to Michael Powell, the former FCC chairman and president of CEO, he says that giving the FCC power over the internet would fracture the confidence that our national broadband policy rests squarely on a light regulatory foundation. Network investment would suffer and the push to reach more households would slow. From a biased source, of course, but what he's saying is that putting more regulation on the internet would cause less people to want to invest in it. The problem with that is that the reason people don't like regulation right now, or just in general, the reason why people would not want to invest in it if there was regulation, is that they're afraid that their content might be censored, for example, or that their content might be restricted, or that access wouldn't be equal, right? Like the government might prefer one thing to another. They wouldn't be able to their merits wouldn't be the thing that decides how well they do on the internet. But the reason that this argument doesn't apply here is because that's already the case, or would be the case without net neutrality. That's exactly what Comcast and Times Warner Cable would do and are doing right now. They're charging different companies, they're charging them to be able to stream their stuff over their internet, right? Netflix is getting charged money to be able to stream their content to the consumers, even though those consumers already paid to be able to stream Comcast to them. That doesn't make sense. Exactly what the reason people wouldn't want to have regulation is why they need regulation, right? Because the regulation by the government would be much less than the regulation imposed by these companies. So going on though, we understand that from the ISP's point of view, they're offering a brand new option for consumers, right? They're giving them a fast lane. The users can pay for how much internet they want. They can pay if they want fast lane internet, they can pay if they want slow lane, they can pay for the content they use, right? If you don't use Netflix, they don't have to pay for the Netflix service. But that doesn't make sense from a purely technological perspective. As John Bain says, what that really means, though, is that they will be able to slow down a user or company's connection if they don't pay up. Make no mistake, the internet will not get faster with these so-called fast lanes. Websites in the fast lane will trundle along at the same speed they always did, and everything else will get dumped down into the slow lane. Because of the internet on the technological level, you can't make it just go faster. But my time's up, so thank you.